Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. It's a little chilly here in Florida, so I got my sweatshirt out. But I'm sure it's a lot colder wherever everybody is. So I hope everybody is safe, staying warm. Welcome to our family, Martha, Hippie, Marjorie, everybody join. Let me just respond to Dean Blondell and and Malcolm Nance and Denver Rittiger and Ken Jacob Scarsburg. They're all in what's it called? Sorry, guys. Today they're in Greenland. Sorry about that. It's just so what's it called? So they're all in Greenland, and we're gonna go join them live in about 30 minutes. So they're gonna jump in live and give us a little bit of what's going on and everything. By the way, I want to share with you guys. Look what I got today. Just came in today. I got my enough is enough hat also, so I'm all prepared. I got all my gear ready, folks. So make sure if you haven't yet, go leverymembers.com, get your sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, because we got a lot that's about to start happening. We got some big announcements that are going to be coming out soon. So I'm just letting you know. Yeah, maybe next week, maybe the following week, as soon as my team allows me to let you know what's happening, I will give you the news. But I could promise you that we have a lot of things happening behind the scenes. We're not just standing still. And so smash those hearts, folks. Let's get as many people on here as possible. We're going to go over some updates. We have some, obviously, things that are not so good, but we also have some incredible stuff I want to share with you. The first thing I want to talk about is today, jingle bell, because I want to honor you. Dr. Martha, God bless you. Thank you so much, Dr. Martha Bean. I appreciate all of the support, absolutely, from each and every one of you. So we're going to break it down and go over every little thing that we can. And if I have time, hope I'll be able to maybe bring somebody up, any of your paid subscribers, answer some questions. We'll see how it goes. But also remember, in 30 minutes, we're also going to get Dean Blundell and the fellas from Greenland live give us an update. They just came back from some very important meeting, so he'll give us an update on what's going on in Greenland, what's the latest, and what's happening over there. But let's start off with some incredible, again, positive news. And I really don't know how to even say it. Today, I put a post out there. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see it. It was a video from Ukraine, Alexander. Alexander traveled today. He's still driving right now. He traveled over 400, I think maybe even 500 miles today, and blizzard degrees, ice, broken roads, to reach a family. I know words don't give it enough justice. That's why I'm going to write a letter tonight. So make sure you guys watch it. If you haven't seen, go look at the post I put out. But I'll tell you this much. When I was writing the post, and it's going to be difficult for me to write the letter, just watching the post, and understanding what's going on. It also gave me some ideas I'm going to share with you guys. And me and Alexander have been speaking on the way back. So the great news is that Alexander was able to reach a family on the outskirts of Kiev, literally, like I said, in the middle of nowhere. And not because they're on the front line, but because of the war. It basically separated them. And it was a mother with three kids, that are disabled, not let alone just imagine a mother, three kids in the middle of nowhere with no stores, supermarkets, and I'm talking about literally in the middle of nowhere. And when you see, and that's why when you see the video that I'll put together in the letter, you'll see literally how far Alex had to go to get to them, with no food, literally barely any food. Holes in there in the house, and I'm sure there's lots of stories all over the world like this. But again, we can't help everybody, but everyone we could help, even one, two, three, anybody we could help. It's more than I think it's extremely important. So I want to share this story with you. So Alex got there, and basically there was holes in the walls from shellings. He brought them a generator. Thanks to each and every one of you, I guess. God bless you. He brought them a generator, which now they have lights, and they're going to be able to. He also brought them some heating packs and some heating stuff that with the generator to be able. Because Alex is very handy also when it comes to Alexander electrician. especially he used to do a long time ago do air conditioning and heating. So it just so happens it's like, so he helped them get heating. He also brought them medicine, food, some toys, but the most important part was medicine also, not just the food, but what we realized is a lot of people, we don't even think about how many people are like right now are not able to get just regular medicine that they need to survive, to live. So that was one of the things he brought there. So I definitely want you guys to make sure you look at that letter I put out today. If you can, in the meantime, go to the Substack and restack and reshare the GoFundMe and reshare, restack that little video I put out just to show you that little joy we gave. But I'm going to write a full letter, and there's a lot more miracles happening. We're in the process of working, like I said, with the Ukraine Save Ukraine organization, which is an incredible organization run by Mikola. They actually go out there, go to Russia, and save the kids that are being kidnapped, stolen over, and taken over to Russia, bringing back to Ukraine. And unfortunately, some of them already are coming back to no families and or displaced families. And so we're in talks with them now, thanks to one of our incredible subscribers here that got us in touch with them. And we are now working on not only getting them generators and whatever they could need, but also whatever supplies we could help them, using all of my sources, all of my connections all over Ukraine, Europe, even here in the United States, that we actually, thanks to you guys, are able to now use them and put them into motion. Also, we're waiting to hear back. We're in touch with Chef Jose Andreas to figure out where they need the biggest help, because they have kitchens on the go. A lot of these kitchens are now outside, literally. So the way they work is we have to hook up a generator, and then Jose Andreas and the World Kitchen, they supply the food and they start cooking outside, and people are really in the cold. So we're working on all the logistics right now and are going to put it. So we family are expanding. So we need a lot more help, a lot more. And so do your work, spread the good deed, spread the GoFundMe as far wide. We're looking for more generators right now, so that's why I keep sending, donating, because as soon as we find them, we need to go get them. It's not like you could go and just get them at Walmart or somewhere. It's a very tough situation, especially since we're not buying in bulk like 1,000 generators or stuff like that. We're trying to buy 10, 20, 30, 40, or whatever we can because of the what we could do. So please continue contributing, spreading the news. Extremely, extremely important. And to each and every one of you, thank you, because today I want you all to feel good. When you read that letter and watch the video, I know you're going to put a tear in your eye. I know you're going to cry, but it's also going to be a tear of joy, because yes, it's hard to watch this, but you're going to know you saved a family of 3 today, 3 kids. You help. I mean, literally, this community. Every day we're saving a family, we're saving kids, we're saving people, helping them, with all the craziness, and that should bring you joy. And remember, play it forward, like my sister says, positive energy. We use that positive and turn it into going forward, manifesting, and hopefully, eventually we will come to a time of peace, a time where we could start rebuilding, and a time of mending. But in the meantime, we need to keep going. We can't let up. And also, on a note, when it comes to what's going on in Ukraine, a lot of people, obviously the media is not reporting on it, so you're not getting the real news. But there's the peace talks really are not peace talks. My sources have confirmed there was some reporting going on. Basically, Witkoff and Kushner have given the Ukrainians an ultimatum. Excuse me, an ultimatum that they have to give up Donbass. If they give up Donbass, the region, Ukraine has to give up land for there to be any type of security guarantees. I'm still waiting to hear. So far, from what I heard, it's a no-go. So, and this is again, this is what what Witkoff and Kushner are saying. This is still not what Russia's saying, because if you watch Russia's social media from Kirill Dmitriev, and I'm speaking to my sources again, there is no deal to be made. This is all just like what we're seeing play out in Ukraine, folks. Is the same thing we're seeing being as crazy as being played out in Venezuela. The same thing is being played out here at home in Minnesota right now. It's all theatrics. And I keep saying it, and I try to make sure that everybody that we keep our eye on the ball. And the couple of main things I always talk about here is A, that we keep our eye on the ball. B, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. C, use our aggression, use our anger, and channel it into action instead of just, screaming, yelling, or getting depressed and walking away. Because if we do those three things, we will win, we will save our democracy, we will get it back. Because a lot of people right now are all over the place, and that's why the one thing I tell each and every one of you in my letters and every time we go live is, keep your eye on the ball. It's right now we have to be strategic. We can't let our emotions run wild, and that's why we'll talk about everything else, but we're going to get back into the Epstein files because that's one of the most important things, and we'll talk about. But I wanted to mention, so right now the peace talks in Russia, Ukraine, there really are no peace talks. There really is no conversation. It's they're trying to extort Ukraine right now into giving up the land, and because right now what Trump did with that whole NATO theatrics, also with Greenland, and what you saw play out in Davos, it's put Ukraine into a very awkward situation where obviously they're not, just like Zelensky said, you're not in the front line anymore. Love you guys. God bless each and every one of you. You don't know how much, and I try to read each and every one of your emails and each and every one of your messages, and sometimes it takes me a couple of days to respond, but I just tell you that you guys what keeps me going and keeps me fighting, because trust me, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially the past month. What's transpired with speaking up. With my son, with Midas, with Michael Cohen, with all of these things. And I tell Ellie, Ellie Leonard, she's such an incredible journalist. Me and her became such great friends, and I tell her all the time. I said the hardest thing is to speak truth to power. Because when you speak the truth, you sometimes have to speak to people against people that you think you're your friends. You guys sometimes talk about things that are not pleasant, sometimes things that people don't want to hear, things about that, and that's the hardest part. And the one thing I could tell you is, and that's why I always say Ellie's great, is, and that she keeps up and like speak the truth. I'm saying to you, not everybody's going to agree with you, not everybody's going to love you, not everybody, a lot of people will even criticize you, but I promise you in the long run, and I've already, I'm 53 years old, and I've seen a lot of things in my life, and I could tell you the one thing, and the past 6 years of my life, since I've been able to, come clean and be able to just speak truth, and not, and I tell you, folks, it's a totally different feeling. You feel good with yourself, and that's why, sometimes in the hardest times, I still, listen, it could put a smile on my face. I still could go out there and think positively, because I'm not letting my emotions, I'm not letting that garbage, that distraction clog me up. So that's why my advice to you guys is just, I'm saying to you, as hard as it is, keep speaking the truth to power, because that's the only way we're gonna. Sometimes you might be sitting at dinner and it might not sound pleasant. Sometimes you're in a group of people and you're like, oh, they're not gonna like what I'm gonna have to say. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because if the complicity is like silence. And that's why one thing I won't do. And that's why I hope you guys appreciate it. That's why our community is a little bit different. And that's why right now, that's all I care about, getting our democracy back, getting the survivors the justice that they're owed, getting Ukraine, their sovereignty back. And once we get that back, then we could get back to all kinds of fun stuff, and debating and arguing and doing all kinds of shows. And I promise you, I got so much content that we'll enjoy ourselves. But right now, it's not about that. And that's why there's some things that I'm planning for us in the future that are going to be extremely, extremely important. Oh, it's great. Malcolm is going to be up with us. what's it called? Hold on, we have 30 minutes. I'll send you a link, or do you? Let me tell. Just bear with me, guys. Let me respond to. Uh, no. All right, guys. So we have a little treat. So we have Malcolm Nance and Dean Blundell live from Greenland within the next, I guess, 15, 20 minutes. So, folks, make sure hit those hearts, smash them so we can get as many people on here because you're going to get the get married. The Greenland gang is going to join us and they're going to give us all updates. So, let me update you for. Um, so as far as Ukraine goes, folks, yes, there's no sign of peace. I apologize. I'm all over the place. No sign of peace, but I could tell you this much: every little help, everything we're doing right now, I could guarantee you and promise you that it's we're winning the war. They might be winning the propaganda. There might be winning the little battles, but we're gonna win the war. You know what I'm saying to you? Sometimes you have to lose some battles because we have God on our side, we have the truth on our side, and we have the receipts, folks. So please spread the Ukraine GoFundMe. Keep raising the money there. If you've contributed already, God bless you. If you haven't yet, do every dollar counts. Canadian. I'm Canadian and I'm not sound. We have a problem. You don't support you. Doctor Dr. Martha Bean, I think, is new to our community, and I agree with you. She's from Canada. We have Dean Blandell, your Canadian a superstar that's going to be joining us soon, Doctor. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. But yeah, folks, so definitely spread the GoFundMe and let's keep going and helping Ukraine. Every dollar helps. You can't believe it because a dollar here, 1,000 people, that's $1,000. That's a small little generator. That's medicine. That's, you know what I'm saying to you. So even though you think it doesn't, watch the video. That's why the difference also is I'm going to write the letter and put out all these videos so you could see, so you could understand that every little dollar helps, and you'll understand what I'm saying to you, and keep it up. Before we get the boys from Greenland, let's talk a little bit about what's happening in Minnesota right now, folks. The good part about it is, yes, it's the tension has come down. The tension has come down, but it's also a band-aid, just like Donald Trump does everything else. It's band-aid, it's not reality, because the tension has come down because you don't have Bovino traveling in with his gang of thugs, ICE thugs all over, and starting up trouble. But that doesn't mean that ICE has left Minnesota. ICE is still in Minnesota. They're still continuously going, picking people up, and everything's happening. The only difference is the media right now is just like giving it a little change of a tune to make it feel like, oh, Holman's there now, excuse me, things are gonna I think Kate Justice just joined us, and I think Kate, if I may, thank you for joining us, but I think we're going live today with we have a special today at 7 o'clock with Zev Shalev. I think Kate's gonna be there, I'm gonna be there, and Ellie's gonna be there. We're gonna be doing a whole special about the Epstein stuff. So pleasure to meet you. I look forward, Kate, to seeing you tonight on that. Thanks for joining our family here. Absolutely. So, perfect. And I'll jump in 5 minutes. Okay. Let me see. I think Malcolm is. Let me see if. Let me invite Malcolm right now and see. Folks, we're doing this. We're going live. So this is we'll do the update as we're going in because they're from Greenland, so I want to make sure that we get them while we can. Again, updates. So let me try to see if we got let me see, sent Malcolm. All right. So while we're waiting, and let me send Dean. Hold on a second. Yeah. So while we're waiting for Malcolm and Dean, quick. So let me quick update tonight, 7 p.m. We're gonna be doing a special with Zev Shalev. I think there's gonna be Kate's gonna be supposed to be on there. I think Ellie's gonna be on there. I'm gonna be on there. I think Wajahid Ali. It's gonna be a special having to do with the Epstein files, and we'll go towards that a little bit later. But while we're waiting for the fellas. Let's talk a little bit about Minnesota. So this way, I want to make sure everybody understands that nothing has changed. Minnesota right now, just like we spoke about Ukraine, just like we spoke about Venezuela. Think about it. What's his name? Rubio was just testifying in front of the House about Venezuela. I was watching that, and it was really disgusting to watch because he's such a liar, and we're going to expose all of that. I'm actually can't give you all the information, but I'm working with this powerful Venezuelan uh, journalists that are doing an incredible big expose report. I'm helping him behind the scenes. That's going to come out soon to be able to expose all of what the Trump and what's happening right now in Venezuela. How Rubio sold us out. How Trump right now is profiting. How Machada is fearing for her life. How even Delcy Rodriguez right now is pissed off because just think about Delcy Rodriguez, who is a narco terrorist that right now is leading the country, is pissed off that Trump is extorting her, that she has to pay money to Trump. I mean, it's just a crazy situation. But there's things happening. So I promise you, just because sometimes we don't talk about, sometimes I'm just giving you a heads up. We are working on it behind the scenes, and I'm on top of that and helping them out to expose all of the corruption that's happening in Venezuela. But think about it. They wanted you to believe that Trump and want you to believe that because they took Maduro out, everything stopped. That's it. There's no more fentanyl. There's no more drugs. There's no more problems. And you know what? There's no more issues. Now we are opening up third party account. Just think, yeah, I want to tell you one of the excuses Rubio gave today to us why they have the money in Qatar, and I want you to think about this, is because there's so much creditors here. Oh, Dean, what's up, brother? Hold on a second. I just want to finish the sentence. That there's so much
My
creditors,
guy.
my brother. So that there's so much creditors here that are that will go after that money that they had to put it in Qatar to keep it away from the American creditors. You can't make this shit up. Now, Dean, just to bring you up to speed, I was just bringing everybody to speed on the Rubio. Rubio was testifying in front of Congress today, and they asked him. They said, "Why is our money in Qatar? Why isn't that money opened up in America?" So Rubio said one of the reasons is because not because Delcy Rodriguez can't open an account in America, and the reason is there so
Yeah.
she could get her cut, from the Qataris through MBS. No, he said it's there because there's a lot of American creditors that would go after that money because of Venezuela. So we're going to screw over the American creditor citizens, put the money in Qatar, and this was his explanation today, Dean. This was like clearly you can't make this shit up. So I was
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
but anyway, we'll talk about it later. I sent Malcolm an invite, so let him know.
No. I know Malcolm. Hey, Malcolm, get on the call.
Okay.
Just yelling at
Uh,
him now. He's like, 1 minute, one
yeah.
minute. Yeah, dude. Listen, let's sit on this topic right now because Malcolm's going to jump in here. Uh, I read about that today, but the creditor thing is so Trump, isn't it? It's like we need to put the money somewhere else, or else we're going to have to pay people back with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, just think about it, and he said it like, and when he was saying it, I was like just saying to myself, wait a second, did you just say you want to screw over the
Yeah.
American creditors because no, because we got to get the Venezuelan people the money. Meanwhile, the Venezuelan people are being oppressed. How are they getting the money? How come nobody's telling us how the Venezuelan people are getting the money? How are they through what who is
Well,
giving them the money? How is it what account
yeah.
is
Well,
it?
I'll tell you, I'll explain why no one can explain why the Venezuelans aren't getting the money because they're not getting the money. Listen,
Thank you.
Donald Trump is a robber baron. Donald Trump is a terrorist. Donald Trump is a pirate. Donald Trump is anything he needs to be to get something for free to sell it to someone else at a
Yeah.
massive increase. And if you think for a second Donald Trump wants to pay taxes on 500 million in stolen Venezuelan oil that he's selling back into his friends circle, guys at BP, Luke, all these. If you think he wants to pay taxes on it, I want to refer you back to his 2017 tax filing as the president of the United States, who paid $750 in personal taxes that year.
Let me give
Listen, this is the same minuscule grift as it is, on a grand scale, if you will. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and it gets even better. They're like, well, how come it's not Exxon? How come it's your Donald Trump's biggest donors, like that are running the show there right now? So they're like, well, we have to get the oil sold quickly. We have to get the oil sold quickly to get the money back to Venezuela. Otherwise, and just think. And he goes, this is the funny part. He goes, think about it. Before the Venezuelans were selling their oil $20 cheaper per barrel to China. Now we,
Mhm.
as Americans, are selling it at market price. Again, what does
But
that have to do
but
with
here's the
where's the
thing.
money
Here's the
going?
thing.
Where's the
Let
money
me.
going then?
I'll tell you. It's not going to the Americans. That's the thing. You say we as Americans, we're going to sell it at an inflated $20 increase for Venezuelan crude oil. But here's the
Malcolm.
ticket, kids. When he tells you where it is, it's in a Qatari bank account. There he is, black man spy, Malcolm Nance. Hi, Malcolm.
Hey, hey, Malcolm. Before we go, anything, I gotta give you guys some good news because you guys, I know, have
Oh,
been to
goodness.
Greenland. It's a little good news, yeah, I got you. So, we've got Alexander in touch with Philip. So,
Yeah. Oh, Philip,
first,
thank you.
yeah. So, first of all, we got Philip a generator. So now Philip has, because Philip didn't even have heat or generator. So we got Philip a generator, and
Oh,
Philip is lighting up the
wow. Yay.
studio. And today, Alexander went out and he got a family of a mother and three kids that were disabled, medicine, generator, everything. So,
Oh,
and
Oh,
we've been in touch with Chef Andreas with the World Kitchen, and we're working with them,
oh,
getting
World
them
Food Kitchen.
generators. Yeah, World Food Kitchen, getting them generators. So I just wanted to say to you, brother, when you guys get back, I'm planning a trip. Get your energy. We're going to Ukraine. I have a lot of stuff lined up for us there. So I just wanted to let you know that right off the bat. But now let's tell us
Okay.
tell us what's
The
going on
first
with this.
question,
Yeah, yeah.
did you get your clearance to
No,
leave the
not yet.
country?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm working on. It has to do with some big news I'm working on, with some things I'm working on that I'm trying to. I'll let everybody know. Hopefully within the next couple of days next week. But that will include getting me clearance also to travel to Ukraine. Yes, working on that.
Okay. All right.
So how are
All
you
right.
guys?
What's
Tell
the
us.
subject of the day? Tell
Well,
us something we don't know.
First of all,
oh,
before
dude, you missed it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Why don't we do this before we go into because there's so much to go into here that I think you guys, we need your opinion, Malcolm, on and Dean. Tell
Okay.
us. I know because a lot of us have been waiting to hear. You guys are in Green. There's like, where's our Greenland posse? I know they see beautiful pictures. You guys are on the boat. Dean's out there in the middle of the night. What's going on? Tell us. Give us the scoop to all our subscribers. What's happening, folks?
Well, the first things first, let's just get some things straight. I mean, it seems like we've been here a month. We've
Right? I
been
feel.
here about 7 days. And so many major issues happened that, I've had a very hard time actually doing the reporting and analysis that for the people on my Substack related to Greenland. I've done 3 Substacks and they were all about Minnesota and Trump insulting our NATO allies. Because
Yeah.
every day when you try to go, okay, here's what's going on in Greenland, some major tragedy happens.
Yep.
So now I'm working on my analysis, which is the feeling of the people of Greenland. It was horrible when the power went out the other day. Everyone, everyone started contacting our friend Orla Olsen and saying the Americans are attacking because it happened at 11 at night. And that's about the window where we would do that, right? So everyone started panicking. Kids were crying. People were calling him. And the whole city of 17,000 people thought the Americans were about to attack them.
Crazy.
That's how bad
Insane.
it was. So we drove around the city and looked at all the critical infrastructure points, the comm center, the police station, the ships down in the harbor. We went to the generator, the backup generator hadn't been on yet, and then up to the airport. The airport was illuminated with off generator power, but everybody thought Americans are going to be landing here any minute now.
Wow,
That's
that's
how bad it
crazy.
is back here. And,
That's
now it's starting to tone down a bit. There's a lot of troops here. The port, even though, there's 3 warships in the port, there were always warships here when I was here, never had armed guards at the gate. There's armed Danish soldiers at the gate now with weapons, ammunition, all waving at you because they're all nice people. The locals like having the Danish military here now to protect
that's
against us, right? The
That's
Americans.
insane. Hey,
It's sad.
Malcolm, can I ask you a question? You and Dean,
Yeah.
how come you have such good internet and Dean is like all over the place?
Because I went off the internet in this house that we're renting. I'm on LTE. I'm on 5G.
Oh, can you get
Yeah,
Dean
and
because
I'm not.
you get
Yeah,
some, but
no, here's the problem. I'm upstairs. I'm upstairs because the Wi-Fi's downstairs. I'm gonna switch back. You guys
It
keep
sucks
going,
down
and I'll
here.
come
That's why I
back
got
in.
off.
Yeah,
yeah,
we're in Greenland. The Wi-Fi is spotty, if you will.
yeah, because you're
The
like
Wi-Fi here goes through a version of Starlink. It goes through
Oh,
Eutelsat.
Starlink.
So there's always a delay. It's not Starlink, it's Europe's version of Starlink. So there's always a delay. There's
Always
always
a
a
delay.
delay.
So let me ask
Yeah,
Malcolm.
except for on cellular.
So let me ask you, what about, I know you guys have had, some real serious meetings with some, government officials and stuff like that. What's
Yep.
the senses, what's the senses of NATO? Are they feeling like, because like some of the things I've been hearing also, me and you haven't had a chance to speak, is part of the Greenland fiasco that Trump was, not to say that he's not taking Greenland, not to say he doesn't want Greenland, not to say he is not going to invade or take Greenland, but the whole Davos thing and having Trump threaten with invasion and then coming in there literally that day, the first thing saying, "Well, we're not going to invade, we're still going to take it." Like how that it was more of a decoy to distract from the Russia-Ukrainian talks and then having Zelensky. Do you feel like it's part of keep NATO like in disarray, like think more on the table, more
No, I think Trump just got played by Mark Rutte. He got played. And Rutte sat him down as the Secretary General of NATO, right? And said, essentially read him the 1951 memo saying that you could have US bases, you operate them as you see fit, the way you do in Patufik and all of these things. And Trump just went overboard with it. We'll have the terrain under us will be absolutely sovereign US territory. No one can own land in Greenland. No one owns land. You can own a house, but you cannot own the land below it, right? So I think Trump got duped because Greenland and Denmark could kill. They were never consulted on that. Rutte essentially just read him what he should have already known, and Trump immediately took it as he was going to be sold Greenland because he created as the negotiating team J.D. Vance, what's his name, Marco Rubio, and Steve Witkoff.
Oh,
He thinks a real estate transaction is going on, that he's going to offer them $700 billion cash and that they were going to sell that place. So it's not happening. It's ridiculous. My problem is we get here one day, and the entire ICE murder explodes everything.
Yeah.
And there's one key phrase that I said. I'm working now with the Save America movement. The one key phrase that I said or I learned here is the people of Greenland do not want Minnesota brought to Greenland.
Yeah.
They're saying that.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dean. You were saying?
No, I'm just backing Malcolm up. They're saying that, we've been fortunate to speak to so many different people from not just from Nuuk, but we went to Kapisislit yesterday. It's an incredible little fishing village. There's 40 people in that little village, and you talk to a couple of the locals, and they'll all say the same thing, Lev, which is, I'll share with you some other information about this 700 million billion trillion dollar deal that the oligarchs Donald Trump wants to maybe do with Greenland. But I found out talking to locals yesterday, not only are they not interested in anything to do with the real estate play or giving the United States anything, they're interested in doing a couple of different things. One is shooting whoever invades this land. As Malcolm's pointed out, 35,000 guns, 57,000 people in this country that know that they do not own this land. These people revere this space. This is the indigenous population, the people who live here. They're not allowed to own land. So where guys like you and I and Malcolm will go buy a plot of land and build a house, you're not allowed to do that here. And the reason why, as we asked Orly Olson, who's the biggest influencer in this country, and he's sort of the unofficial uncle to the people of Greenland, specifically in Nuuk, and he's the guy that takes it on the chin. He's a very fucking serious cat. He said he looked at us incredulously yesterday. We were asking about real estate because the views are magnificent. The water is crystal clean. It is so incredibly peaceful. Your entire nervous system just kind of comes down when you come here. There's no noise. I'm from Toronto. You guys have spent a lot of time in mega cities, New York, Miami, et cetera. There's a hum. There's none of that here. This is the most pristine ecosystem in the world, and people take it very seriously. The protection and the provision of making sure that Greenland stays Greenland. And you don't understand until they tell you that the land owns the people take
Wow.
care of the land. It's their solemn duty. They have for 4,500 years. So when we have this conversation, that there's that disconnect with the indigenous community, disconnect with people who have called Greenland home for generations and generations and generations, because in their minds, it's a completely different reality. You can't own real estate in this country. There are people that'll sell you houses, but the bands and the councils in each community, they'll approve, the ability for someone to build a house, and you have to be here for 2 years, and then you have to submit, your concept of building a home, and then you got to fit into the village. And my God, they're talking to the king of bullshit real estate, the king of subprime mortgages, a guy who, treats people's land and businesses like they're his, like they're a commodity.
Mm.
Listen, there are no commodities here. There are none. I mean, these people revere this land, Lev. And so, when we have these conversations with these people, they're all now on high alert because they don't understand how bad it is. They're only getting the purview and the scam that Donald Trump is running in terms of the PR campaign, in terms of the grift, right? Which is the people of Greenland. Mike Wall said it in the UN the other day, that fuck. He went off and said that, the people of Greenland are getting sick and they're dying of cancer because the Danes aren't taking care of anybody. The reality here is so completely different, almost to a point where people of Greenland, when you talk to them about this deal that Donald Trump is working on, they go, "What deal?" I mean, these are stakeholders like Finn the other day. And Malcolm, I'll pass this over to you the other day because there is no deal. There's no negotiation. Nothing's ongoing. This is Donald Trump bloviating in the public square, telling everybody that he's going to do a deal. I got to get a deal for this. I'm going to get a deal for that. It's fucking insanity. But I want to hand this over to Malcolm because there's a big article coming out today in the Atlantic. Like Ken Harbaugh is sort of managing the story. And this morning, Malcolm, myself, Jacob Carsbo, former Danish intelligence officer who's downstairs right next to Malcolm, went through the Greenland government website. And there he is. And confirmed that in this letter, Malcolm, they told people to prepare for war, and they were very fucking specific.
Whoa.
Right?
Tell Malcolm we lost his volume.
Oh, we got no audio. We lost your audio,
Who
Malcolm.
has?
Lost your
Oh, no,
audio.
you're back. He's back.
Nope,
Yep.
there you go. There you go.
Wait, can you hear me at all?
Yep. Yeah. Now we got.
Yeah. Okay. All right. They told everybody to have 5 days food and water, 5 days beverages, and then at the bottom, this is a government memo to everybody. It's like, and don't forget to prepare your rifles and ammunition.
Wow.
So, and everybody heard the story about 5 days food and water. Not everybody. It barely made it into the Western press. But they're preparing for a fight. right? They're not now. Now things have calmed down a bit. The prime minister is in Germany right now. The foreign minister is overseas, the Greenland foreign minister. And, the Danes, the tensions are still high, though. And then Trump puts out the penguin pictures, which is supposed to represent Greenland. It didn't last 24 hours. And I said that. I go, wait, Trump is going to figure out he got played, and this thing will zoom back up to the top of the scale. That's where we are.
Wow, man! I just want to thank you guys. I know, like, this is an extremely important mission you guys went on. I know we're going to talk about Minnesota and ice and what's happening here because it's taken over the news cycle, and rightly so because of what's happening. And we'll get into it. But I just want to say thank you for the update because a lot of people don't even understand what transpired. Or everybody here in the United, there's like literally a lot of my subscribers also come. They're like, "What's going on? What happened with Greenland?" Like it's just like one day we're about to attack it, the next day there's a deal, and then what's the deal? There's no deal. There's no just not conversation. There's not even a backup follow-up question whenever there's a press conference. Like, hey, what is the deal? What did you get? Just like it just disappeared. And like I said, simultaneously, Trump is continuously lying, like you're saying. But guys, let's get into Minnesota because I know that's something you dear to both of your hearts happening here in the United States, especially you, Malcolm. We've been speaking about this. You've been talking about this even prior to Renee Nicole Good, before her murder, before even Junior's murder and a lot of other people. That this was going to happen. This is what the tension.
Look. What was the name of my last book, Lev? What was the name of my last book? They want to kill Americans.
That's right. I'm going to get that on Jeopardy one day.
I was going to say 50 Shades of Grey.
One day they're going to ask me that on Jeopardy, and I'm going to say, I know that question. So that's right.
Well, I mean, and the subtitle was The Malicious, Terrorist, and Deranged Ideology of the Trump Insurgency. We're there now. That book has a dozen examples of policemen, soldiers, and others who were right-wingers murdering people. And now I could do new chapters, a new phase where the government has empowered everybody. I'm about to upload a Substack video that I had already put out on YouTube, where I say America's now running execution squads.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And one of the things that I think it's important, and I wrote about my letter yesterday, and I think it's important that we speak about that this is theatrics. The fact that you got Tom Homan coming in, the fact you got Bovino moving out, the fact you got, this meeting happening at the White House that supposedly Christine Holmes going somewhere. I said, stop, because the terror comes from the top. Exactly. Malcolm, you keep going on and off. I just want to let you know your mic is not, for some reason, just so you know. Right now you're off.
No, I just don't want you to hear the background noise here.
Okay, there you go, my brother. Yeah. But I wanted to say, remember, what I'm saying to you is it's all of the, like in Trump's world, it's not how to fix a problem, it's how to distract from it, because he's not backing down. The ICE people, they're still there. Immigration enforcement is still there. Yesterday, Governor Walz came out and said, listen, there's really no changes. I mean, yes, the only change, he said, is that when Holman arrived, he gave him a call, a phone call, which Noam or Bovino never called him. But again, if you take a look at and I always say, don't listen to what they say, watch their actions.
That's what they do.
Exactly. They're still doing the same thing. They're still demanding the voter rolls. They're still demanding they hand over all the immigrants. They're still demanding to stop sanctuary. They're still they didn't go push back on anything. The only thing they did is take away Bovino, Opin, and Holman. Malcolm, what do you say? Give me your opinions on that.
Well, first off, you have to understand something. Well, you know better than anybody, Lev. Trump fires no one, right? Some people are pushed out, and they're only pushed out when they eclipse Trump in his popularity. But he never fires subordinates, no matter how badly they fuck up, no matter how badly they embarrass them. They are doing the job he sent them to do.
Amen.
He said that. He said it
again.
They're doing the job he sent them to do. And he loves chaos. And now he can, I understand that one of the things that was most upsetting to the White House was the day that Alex Peretti was killed. That morning, was the same day they were preparing for the launch of the Melania movie in the White
Yes.
House with all these billionaires. And she got upset over the bad news of an American being murdered. Make it go away. I mean, these
Malcolm, yeah.
people are disgusting, disgusting pigs of human beings. And that's, no, I shouldn't say that because pigs are actually very clean.
Even more disgusting, Malcolm. You know what I've been reporting on the past couple of days, that none of them have even shed a tear that two Americans died. They're not upset. Well, the two Minnesota, they're upset that they were not black or brown. They're upset that they were not undocumented immigrants. They're upset that they're not criminal records. You know, and you know what else they're upset not more than anything? That he was a licensed carrier of a gun.
Concealed carry.
Conceal.
And what's up with
everything is that they could just imagine just was against them on this one.
Yeah. And you know what? And the other thing too, it opened up this 2A conversation that seems to be really hot right now, where you've got the NRA advocating for people to open carry with a permit, right? Obviously, it's their business, but you know the incredible aspect of this is sort of morphed into its own animal over the past couple of days that I find fascinating. And we kind of bandied it around at breakfast this morning. All we do is talk about security and events, and you know, it's at some point we're gonna have to talk about something else like sports, but that's what we do all day, just because of the heat of the moment. I mean, it is never, you know, it's all that. And so, you know, we're sitting around talking about it this morning. And in classic Trump fashion, watching him point the finger at Bovino, watching him and his regime, because there's no coincidence here. And he's not firing anybody. Watching them curate this narrative really makes me think that Donald Trump thinks and knows he's in much bigger trouble than he actually is. Like, it's almost as if Donald Trump is starting to kind of get the net. And when I say get the net, I mean, like, you know, when he's talking about on the White House lawn, getting ready to get into a helicopter and go to Andrews Air Force Base, and he's saying, I didn't think Alex Peretti was a terrorist. I didn't think he was an agitator. Nobody should be bringing guns. No one needs guns. And then we start hearing about
But he didn't
the
say
bus,
that.
the Trump bus, getting ready to back up over.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, Dean.
What do you mean?
I never think, did he actually say he was not a terrorist, that he doesn't think that? I don't think those words came out of his mouth. I
Yeah,
think
on the
he
White
just
House
said,
lawn today.
oh, today? He actually
just
said
said
that.
he didn't think he was there. Yeah, on the White House lawn this morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he said that
I did not hear that. I'm sorry. I
think that he was an
apologize. Go ahead.
agitator. Didn't think he was a terrorist, right? And if you watch Bovino walk that back in a second press conference before he got fired, you watch Noam walk that back, you watch Stephen Miller try to walk that back, and it's a five-alarm blaze. Like, the people in Minnesota are winning this fight, and they're winning this fight because they're staying out of violence, and they're doing things generally incredibly peacefully, and no one has shot anybody. And now Donald Trump has a problem, and that problem is himself, because you wear the shirt, everyone was in the loop. Everyone is in the loop. You know, everybody knows, because those orders all come from Donald Trump. He proudly talks about this, and I'm going to draw your attention to something he said the other day. Was it at the premiere of the Melania, which, you know, our friends at the Save America movement are now calling "Make Fuck Get Green Card" with their Liberty Van motion?
You know, tell Steve we should get that. You guys got tell Steve. You guys got to get like what we did with my movie. We got to get the trucks that play that.
They're on the trucks. They're on the truck in pink, going around DC with, on one side it says Eva Braun presents, and the other side it says get fuck, make green card. No, make fuck, get green card. I died when I saw that.
That is awesome. We did the same thing when we lost from Russia with Lev. I had it around Trump Tower, traveling around Trump Tower with the video playing. That's what you got to do. You got to play in that their own game. I love it. I love it. Great work, guys.
So, you know, and this is the great part about working with real patriots. They don't care what gets the jobs done. We just need to kneecap fascism and take out Donald Trump, and I'll encapsulate it in something he said. Here's the sympathy Donald Trump has for these people. He's only concerned about his poll numbers. He's only concerned about staying in power. He's only concerned about staying out of prison. This is what he said when they asked him about the gentleman, Alex Pretty, who was executed, and Renee Nicole Good. He effectively said, I hope Alex's parents are Trumpers. I
I
heard
know.
Nicole Renee Good's parents really like me, so I'm really sad about that one.
What?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear that, Malcolm? Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
said he goes.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard. I
I
mean, it's
can't
sick. I
keep up
mean,
with the bullshit.
no, because he's a sick man. He's a sick man. It's like he said. He said, the Trumpers, they were real Trumpers. I really feel bad for her
Yeah.
parents, not for her. But one thing, guys, I still did not hear not one apology, not from nobody in the administration, not to the parents of Renee Nicole Good, or Alex Preddy. You know what I'm saying to you, or Keith Porter Jr. I have not heard, or any of the other, people that were dragged,
They're the
tortured,
16
beaten
that
up,
died in
thrown out,
detention since
or
the
the
first of
fifth
the month.
exactly.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
Mhm.
nobody in the administration come out and say, you know what, we're sorry. We're sorry. That
Mm-mm.
was wrong. That was
They're not
no.
sorry.
Till that. Instead, let me tell you another thing. What's going on? What the media is not talking about. I don't know if you heard about this one. So the FBI has opened an investigation with this whole Alex Preddy murder. You know into what? Are you ready? You ready for this one? Into a signal chat that
Yeah.
has people that signal chat between people in the community that were notifying each other about ICE, and so it happened. Brian Krasenstein from our community here happened to be in
I
that
saw it.
signal chat, and now now Cash Patel is now going after not the killers. Now that we have the two officers that were shooting, we're hearing, right, there was two officers that unloaded their guns,
Yep.
a whole clip, but they're looking into the signal chat to see how, and they're also now trying to, and this is what I'm saying to you, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do, because yeah, they're coming out trying to say Alex Preddy might have been what, but in the meantime they're trying to paint a picture. They already said that he had the cracked ribs because he had an encounter with a week earlier with prior ICE. So did you hear about that one?
Yeah, he had some
Ex-
encounter that hurt him.
Exactly. So we're not seeing it, but right wing media, because like it or not, follow it because I have to tell you guys, I have to talk about it. But right wing media is that's the every day you see
Yeah.
more and more of a. I mean, Megyn
Yeah.
Kelly, complete garbage. I mean, this woman, I apologize, I never speak bad about women, but she literally said that, she goes, I know you all want me. I'm supposed to feel sorry for him, for this guy Alex, whatever his name. She said, but I don't feel sorry for him. She goes, because I'm alive. You know why I'm alive? Because I didn't put myself in that position to go. Really,
F-
really, you
No,
I just
she said, I stayed my ass home and I stayed out of the way of ICE because I'm not
right,
fucking stupid. That's what
right,
Megyn
yeah,
Kelly
fuck
said.
you, Vinny.
right. Thank
You
you,
want to
thank
Hey,
talk
you,
about
thank
listen,
you,
empathy?
thank
Lev,
you. Yeah,
Lev,
Zero.
hold up.
yeah, yeah, brother.
Hey, listen, I got to jump off because I got another podcast to do, but
Yeah,
good to talk to you.
you too,
And
my brother. Stay
I'll
safe.
let you and Dean hash it out. All
You
right.
got it, my brother. Stay safe, and I will call you
All
and I'll
right.
see you
See you
come back.
downstairs in a minute.
We'll do.
Okay.
All right.
There you go.
We have
The
it's
Malcolm
incredible.
Nance.
And the best is watching you, where I can't see you, but I could hear you, and I just have that smile of yours staring at me right now.
You know, I, I,
Yeah,
I got I got video here. I got video here, and I'm
no,
really
no, no,
sorry
it's
everybody
fine.
doesn't
It's
have
fine. No,
my
no,
video
it's
today,
fine.
but
No, like this.
apologize,
No,
guys.
no, it's fine. At least we could hear you. That's perfect, brother. It's perfect. So yeah, man. I mean,
Mm.
can't even go over the stuff that's happening over there. We also have a major special today with Zev Shalev, and because we're still going strong. We got our petition going. We got a lot of things happening. Ellie, I don't know if you've been seeing, has been uncovering some incredible stuff more and more.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She found an actual Epstein letter that he might have forged himself, that we're going to be talking about later today. So a lot of stuff happening. I mean, we miss you, and we need to get you when you're coming back. What are your plans like?
Uh well, listen, I appreciate it, buddy, and it's so good to see you again. And I've been kind of trying to catch up, seeing the incredible work Ellie's doing. I know Zeb's moving today. He's going to squeeze something in with everybody because the heat of the moment, in the, in the words of White
Yeah.
Tiger, I mean, or Asia,
Yeah.
sorry, heat of the moment. The I'm leaving for Denmark in 2 days, so we're here and then we go to Denmark, and that's also another whole mess, right? You watch that Donald Trump really kind of diminish the war dead and the sacrifice the Danish people made and other NATO partners made over the past few days. And something happened in Denmark, which is one of the reasons why we're going. And my buddy Denver Riggleman, Denver, who we hooked you up with last night in a quick phone call, right?
Yep. Yeah.
He's going to go and be speaking at one of these anti-Donald Trump rallies. So Denver Riggleman, former Republican congressman, is going to stand up there and tell the truth. And I've got Denver on with me over the next 2 days. We're trying to pin down a time, and he wants to tell people some stories that no one's heard
Let
that
me
will go a
let me
long
not let,
way to you
let
understanding how fucking brutal this man is, how evil this man is. Yeah, I will. I'll let you know. We'll bring you on.
yes. Let me know. Yeah, we'll do it together.
But in
Absolutely.
Denmark, yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
But we're going to Denmark to stand with the people of Denmark and stand with the people that made the ultimate sacrifice in Denmark. Jacob Karsbo, Danish intelligence guy, no stranger to you, no stranger to us. He's downstairs with Malcolm as well, working on a piece. He's furious. The country's furious that Donald Trump really diminished, not just diminished, but kind of brushed aside the sacrifice of dozens of Danish people who had more soldiers killed per capita than any other country in Afghanistan after we answered the bell with other allies. Triggered Article 5, 9/11, we go to Afghanistan, and they sacrificed it all of it. And so, in response to that, the Danish people put these Danish flags in these potted plants on the sidewalk in front of the U.S. Embassy in Denmark. And Ken Howery, who's part of this Praxis community, who's a total fucking broligarch, is the like he's full on in the broligarch bullshit orgy. He is the ambassador to Denmark, and he forced staff to pull those flags, those Danish flags, out of the flower beds, honoring Denmark's war dead. I'm not even making that up.
Wow.
And so now there are not just hundreds, there are thousands of flags in those potted plant beds. There are hundreds of flags littering the street in front of the embassy because the Danish people, they do not fuck around when it comes to remembering the respective warriors that keep their democracy, one of the healthiest in the world, incredibly fucking safe. And so we're going to go there for that rally. We're going to go stand with those people because Donald Trump took a giant steaming shit on Canada's war dead. We were the other group of people that lost a lot. We lost over 100 of our soldiers in a war that we went to war and we shouldn't have gone to war. We did to support, the United States of America because you are our ally. And Donald Trump, is now threatening to fly fucking F-35s into our airspace if we don't buy his airplanes. So, we're all one and the same. We're all kind of at the boot of Donald Trump, and we're here to kind of convince everybody, not just convince everybody, but show everybody. And if the United States, Minnesota is winning, Europe is winning, Greenland is winning, is any indication of, the tide that is starting to turn, you're going to see the collapse of MAGA very, very shortly. No one's afraid of him anymore. No one's thinks his influence is legitimate anymore. And that's what I love about, doing what we're doing here in Greenland is when you connect with real people in other countries and they give you a through line and a line of sight into the psyche of America, and you can do the same thing back. And you can tell people, hey, listen, I had a conversation with someone at a grocery store the other day. They asked if Americans all felt this way. I said, you know how many people live in America? And this young lady said, no. I said, 360 million people. Do you know how many people didn't vote for him? She said, no. I said, 290 million people. So, and those 290 million people, that number is multiplied because people are embarrassed by what he
Yeah.
is doing to you, what he is threatening you with, what he is threatening Canada with. The average American cannot stand the loss of these relationships. So I said I expect a better America and the military to be able to, head this off at the pass. But I also said I encourage you to not throw away your relationship with the United States. And the last thing I'll leave you before I let you go, because I got to jump on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Save America Movement podcast over at saveamericamovement.org. Steve Schmidt, myself, Malcolm Nance will be on that as well. The last thing I'll say to you is this: the people of Greenland are ready. They're not not shrinking violence. You know, the exercises, military exercises, they're not going away. They're increasing in frequency up at the soft base here. They've got 3 of them. They're doing a military exercise with troops from all kinds of allied countries. There are thousands. You know, you're not going to read this. You're not going to see this in mainstream media because Donald Trump doesn't want to see this, and no one wants to tell him this. There are thousands of Danish soldiers, not just training. There are hundreds of Danish soldiers in the village here in Nuuk. They're not. They're plain clothes. We see at the harbor just yesterday. We went to this little fishing village, a 2-hour ride through the Nuuk fjords. There were armed soldiers at the harbor, 2 massive Navy frigates at the harbor. So, you know, this isn't going away. This is getting prepared, and these people have enough understanding of their pride and the country that they live in that they are still preparing, and it's ramping up now. So, be that as it may, I think it's really important that everybody keeps their eye on the ball here because I don't think this is going
100%.
anywhere anytime soon. Yeah.
No, 100%, Dean, and thank you so much. I know you guys are busy
Yeah, you're
with a lot
welcome.
of stuff. Joining us, thanks for joining us, and keep
Thank you for
fighting the
having
good
us.
fight. Say what's up to Steve and Jacob and Denver and all the fellas. I know
Will
you
do.
guys doing a great work, and we're on the same team. And keep it up because at the end of the day, guys, if you haven't, make sure to go subscribe to Dean, subscribe to Denver, subscribe to Jacob, Steve Schmidt, Malcolm Nance. All of these are true heroes. These are people that are on the front line, just like ourselves here. They're making a difference. We're not just, like I said, remember what we said this year? This year it's about action, not just getting on. That's why you see the guys there in Greenland. We have some things lined up. We're about to go on the road. Lots of things happening. And it's all because of you guys, because of this community, because each and every one of you, because of your support, your subscriptions, your donations, your contributions. I mean, everything. By the way, Dean, before you go, I gotta show you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
buddy.
send you one. I got one for you that's coming. Mine just came in today.
Oh, the merch store's
Oh,
nothing. You
I
got some,
like it.
dude. You look
Yeah.
really good in that hat.
Ah, you like
Enough
that?
is
We get
enough.
it. We're enough is enough. We're getting ready. Tell the fellas I got each one for them.
I will, buddy. I will. I will.
All
Listen.
right,
Thank
just
you.
stay
Thank
safe.
you
You
so
got it,
much for
brother.
having us, my friend. Love you.
You
I'll
got
talk
it,
to you
brother.
soon.
Talk to you soon, brother. Bye, brother.
Bye bye.
Folks, that was a great little intro with Dean and Malcolm and Jacob and Ken and Steve Schmidt, all the guys that are up there in Greenland. As you could see, they were anticipating something major happening. They got on and flew over there. Thank God it was diverted. But it wasn't diverted. It's still on there. Trump still wants Greenland. It's not over with. This is, just a delay, just like everything else right now. His concentration is the number one thing Trump is concentrating on right now is the elections, folks. The midterms for him is the number one thing. He's trying to figure out what to do and how to cancel elections, invoke the Insurrection Act, stop it, do whatever he can to do it because that's his number one thing. So I know I have some other news later on today that I'm going to be coming out with and sharing with you. I'm just working on a story right now behind the scenes. But before we go, because I'll see you at 7 o'clock today also, I want to also touch on and make sure that you guys don't forget, very important is make sure to sign a petition. We have a petition up here. Folks, put that petition. It's been going around in the chat. I'm also going to put it in the letter I put out later today. It's a petition. It's called the Epstein petition. We have over 7,000 signatures already. Today, make it that we get to 10,000 so I could send that petition to Congress so I could show them that we have thousands and thousands of people that are demanding. And what we're demanding, folks, is very simple. There's several people I know we're demanding the Epstein files be released. The one thing I want to share with you is the one thing that nobody talks about for the past 30 days is the Epstein files since New Year's. I know there's a lot of things. Minnesota's important. What's happening all over the world is important. We're over 8,000. Excellent, guys. God bless. Keep signing that petition. But the Epstein files, I want to make sure that no matter what, we need to keep them, because that's something not only that is the biggest cover up in American or world history. Not only are there accountability needs to be for thousands of survivors and the victims. Not only is do we need justice to be served and accountability be to held about all these pedophiles and all these powerful individuals and kill these cabals. But this is the one thing that we have that unites the world, the country, and gives us the opportunity to do it. So the petition is very simple. There's three names on that. And we're going to add more names. But the first three names that we're asking Congress to go subpoena right now, alongside, they subpoenaed Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. They're trying to hold them in contempt. I agree that they need to testify, but they're not the only ones that need to testify. And that is why right now we also know Steve Bannon is in those files. He needs to be subpoenaed to testify. Michael Cohen is in those files. He needs to be subpoenaed and to testify. Michael Wolff is all over those files. And he's come out and said on plenty of videos that he has video, he has pictures, he has hundreds of recordings. He needs to come in and testify. So that is what this petition is. It costs no money. Takes very little time. I beg and ask each and every one of you that please, we have nobody that's going to come in a white knight on a white horse to save us. It's up to us. Make sure you sign it. Make sure you spread it. Pass it on. Because as soon as we get 10,000, I'm going to send it off to Congress. I'm going to send it to Rokan. I'm going to send it to Massey. I'm going to send it to Raskin and all of them. And that doesn't mean we're going to stop, but that's at which point. So let's get another 2,000 signatures today. So this week we could get that petition sent off to them and we start putting pressure. Because next week I have also Alec Fideli from the Bloom Group. He's an attorney that represents a lot of the survivors. He's going to be on with me, and we're going to be discussing of how we're going to push the petition, how we're going to push also to make sure that we are going to try have some sort of a transparency, because there's files that have been released that the Democrats can be releasing now to the world to see. People can be getting subpoenaed. I know the strategies, they're trying to get everything to get like this whole game plan, but I want to make sure folks, and I want to make sure Congress understands, and I want to make sure you understand, we're not going to get everything. This is why they are in contempt. That's why they're scrubbing files. That's why they're hiding this. They're still. We're not going to get everything. So for us to be able to get everything, we already have the tools, and the tools are there. The people are there. So we want to go after it. So please, folks, sign that petition. Also, on that set, 7:00 tonight, we're going to have a special with Ellie Leonard, Zev Shalev, Kate, Justin's going to be there, myself, Wajahid Ali, and others, where Ellie's going to also talk about some breaking news she has. She found more stuff in the Epstein files. We're going to discuss it. And we're going to, like I promised you, we're going to keep it not only, Zev also has some financial stuff, has to do with the Epstein files that we're going to uncover. So we're going to make sure that even though the media doesn't talk about, we're going to keep it in the news every single day. And that's why I want to make sure, folks, you guys listen. So sign the petition. Also, before we go, very important, those of you that joined us late, quickly, I want to recap. We had some incredible. First of all, I'm going to put it out live, so you guys, send it out to everybody. So please rewatch it. Send this to everybody. But the most important thing I want to share with you is that today, I want to give you good news, something that you could feel good with your generosity, with your donations to the GoFundMe for Ukraine. We were able to go and do some incredible work, and I'm going to send you the videos and a letter later today. Alexander delivered generator, medicine, food, and all kinds of stuff, aid to a family, a mother with 3 handicapped kids. It just breaks your heart to watch, but also at the end of watching, it gives you such a warmth to understand that we did something really good. We did something incredible, and that's why I want to share with you today, because I want you to carry that on and pay it forward. So this way we could. Yes, we do have. I just made sure we got a whole bunch of Enough is Enough gear. So folks, go to loveremembers.com, get your sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, We're going to be going on the road soon, so we're going to be presenting. So make sure you go get that, because also it's a great way to support us. But it's also just, can you imagine when we're out there? It's going to be a sea of enough is enough. That's all they're going to see. Enough is enough. We're tired of all the bullshit. Enough is enough. So, folks, and if you can, definitely the number one thing that helps our platform here is becoming paid subscribers. And I want to say this also. I know there's a lot going on. We have a GoFundMe there with paid subscribers, a lot of things. I want to make sure that I want to say that to each and every one of you. There is no pressure. And I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. There's no pressure of donating. There's no pressure of contributing. There's no pressure of going buying T-shirts. There's no pressure. You don't, think of yourself. Make sure that you feed your kids first. Make sure we are not MAGA. I don't want you to send me your social security checks. I don't want you to go out there and send, donate to our country and not put food on your table. No way. First, you take care of yourself, your family. If you can't, there's other ways to help this community. There's other ways to help our movement without just donating money. By sharing our messages, by going out there and protesting, by going out there when we rally, standing beside us, by becoming regular subscribers. Because remember, to become a subscriber is for free. I have no paywalls, and the most important thing is to spread the news, spread the message. That's the key to our platform, to be able to be the voice for the people that don't have it, for the survivors, for the kids in Ukraine, for the people that are getting tormented, for the people in Minnesota, for all to speak up to truth, to justice. That's what our platform is about. But for the reason why it's important is because I don't want you to feel that you're obligated to be part of this platform where you have to donate, contribute. That's for the people that can. The fortunate ones that are able to contribute, to become, to purchase the stuff, to be able to donate. God bless you, because of you, we're able to keep it free. And that's why it's teamwork. So I want you to make it very clear. There's no, I don't want you to feel that you're forced to do anything, because remember, doing nothing is a problem. But everybody could do something. You could go out there and email your Congress people. You could go out there and call them. You could take my messages here and spread them and pass them on to everybody. You could take the GoFundMe if you can't donate yourself, but you could spread it on to others that might be able to go donate. All of those things are just as important, folks. That's why we're here. We're a family. We're a team, and one hand washes each other, because you need two hands to wash each other, and that's why we help each other, folks. So that's why I want to make it clear. For those of you that can, please, the most important thing is to get our message out. The way these algorithm works is becoming paid subscribers. So if you can, out of all these things, become a paid subscriber, and also you become part of the conversation. You become part of the family, and also we do Q&As. We do a lot of different stuff to be able to give back a little bit for the paid subscribers. It's $8 a month, folks. Starbucks, a cup of coffee costs $8 something, so I promise you that for that $8 a month, I will make sure to get you more information, and it'll be more worthwhile than you ever, and you'll be saving this, be part of making history together, saving this country. So, folks, again, do what you can, continue doing it. Lots of things happening, and I want you to have an incredible, blessed day, and I will see you guys later. Take care.